speaks online. And then another headline says, Delta, slain soldiers to be buried today. And then another headline says, pay arch fare based on dollar exchange rate. NACON tells pilgrims. And then also to our mission. You find that on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune. And that's all on the Nigerian Tribune.
Alright, moving on straight to the Daily Independent. The main headline says, why Nigerian airlines can be part of global alliances, according to experts. It's a new interest rate at 24.75% may worsen banks' NPLs, according to analysts. The writer says manufacturers will find it difficult to operate, and equities market responds down 0.20%. Moving on, it says PDP NWC meets states chairman to end lingering crisis in the party. Ask them to submit list of members involved in anti-party activities. $800 million trapped funds clearance. Foreign airline asks to open lower inventory tickets. NUPRC gives crude oil committee 48 hours to improve production supply. Stories on page 6 of the Daily Independent. Nigeria seeks WTO partnership on digital marine economic development. Akpabio assures Okonjo-Iweala of NAS commitment to remove business barriers. That story is on page 6 of the Daily Independent. Omehia, not former governor, can't receive ex-governor's pension, court declares. Page 29 of Daily Independent. We are not helping the country when farmers get loan at 25% interest rate, says Obasanjo. Page 7. 5 suspects arrested over murder of 6 policemen in Delta State. Page 7 of the Daily Independent. And finally on the Daily Independent, it says, I discussed how to curb banditry with security agencies, says Gomi. Page 6 of the Daily Independent.
Alright, and then moving straight to this day newspaper. The scribbling headline there, it says, CBN doubles down on monetary tightening. Again, raises MPR to 24.75% to curb inflation. And then just atop the newspaper, it says Lopobiri seeks reduction of bureaucracy in petroleum sector, eyes $5 billion in Bonga North project. And then the writer says it will be embarrassing to have refineries without feedstock. And then another writer says ECPO calls for more investment in gas infrastructure. And then this headline says Tinubu, we must treat kidnappers as terrorists. They are cowards. That's according to the president. And then the Okwama Clark laments army invasion of his country home in Kaigbodo and father's Ugeli's house. You find that on page 24. So it's lamenting about the invasion in Ugeli. And then so away from that, let's just take some writers. This one says increases merchant. That's when about the CBN doubles down on monetary tightening, raises MPR to 24.7% to curb inflation. And then it says it increases merchant banks CRR to 14% from 10%. So they urge federal government to address food insecurity, implement agricultural policies to improve supply. And then another one says Apex Bank seeks to expedite banks recapitalization. And then another writer says Cardoso insists all verified forex backlogs settled. That's $2.4 billion in eligible security agencies probing dubious transactions. And then another writer says CBN won't restrict dairy farms from forex market. And then finally, Naira appreciates to 1,350 Naira to a dollar. And that will be all on this day newspaper for this morning.
All right, moving on to the Daily Trust. The main headline says 60 hours after, Kuriga students yet to reunite with families. The writer says, we are eager to have them back home. Parents, they are undergoing psychotherapy. That's according to the government. Submission of 2 lists responsible for 287 figure. That's from the resident. And then the last writer here says, bandits, kingpin, yellow jambros behind abduction. Moving on Daily Trust, it says we must treat kidnappers as terrorists. That's according to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 17 slain soldiers for burial in Abuja today. Kano governor nominates Kwakwanso's son and sack commissioner for cabinet appointment. Moving on. Is it IPOB funding terrorism through sports betting platforms? Funding, as according to the federal government. Chinese sentenced to death for killing Nigerian girlfriend in Kano. Gumi, I discuss how to curb banditry with security agencies. Amid soaring inflation, CBN raises benchmark lending rate to 24.7%. Uncovers 2.4 billion naira forex scam. And decision putting pressure on banks, that's according to expert. And BDC rates appreciates to 1,304 naira per US dollar. And there's a picture of the Senegalese president. The Senegalese are celebrating Faye, the new president who is still in his 40s. Congratulations to the newest president in Africa. And that's all for the Daily Trust this morning.
All right, so we'll head straight to New Nigerian. The screaming headline there says Zulum 6 AFDB support on basic service delivery in agriculture. And then atop the newspaper, you see Easter. Christians urged to emulate virtues of Jesus Christ. You find that on page 2. And then another one says, increase in Hajj fare. Do not collect your deposits back. CSO urges intending pilgrims. You find that on page 2 of the New Nigerian. Recontest for governor in 2027. Nasarawa people beg Ombugadu. Another headline says Gombe governor targets over 214,000 less privileged vulnerable persons in another round of food palliative distribution. You find that on page 7 of New Nigeria. And then on page 20 it says, can Nigerian Muslims afford Hajj this year? That's the question. And on page 6, military drone attack. Governor Uba Sani breaks ground for 5.5 kilometer road, skills acquisition center, modern primary health center, others in Tudun Biri. And on page 3, police arrest Shehu Sani, 3 others over alleged child trafficking in Kaduna. And then finally, the New Nigerian, you find this on page 4. It says police dismantles Lagos criminal hideouts, apprehends 2 suspected fraudsters, recovers stolen laptops.
All right, moving on to the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph. The main headline here says, Okwama, soldiers invaded my country home, father's compound. That's according to Clark. The story is on page 3 and 4. And the writer here says, troops claim they were looking for soldiers killers. A 6th judicial inquiry into Oklahoma tragedy. Residents flee Kiagbodo following invasion. And army buries 17 slain officers, soldiers today. Moving on, it said, Governor tells Tinubu deal with Zamfara bandits. Read north of insecurity. Page 2 and page 5. The writer says, laments state under siege, and Tinubu to judges. We must treat kidnappers as terrorists. Away from that, it says 2023 polls. PDP reads riot act and demands list of anti-party members. Page 4 of the New Telegraph. Gumi honors DSS invitation, says interaction productive. On page 3. Reps demand audit of vandalized railway tracks and assets. That story is on page 5. FX backlog. CBN engages security agencies to probe claims. And it says, make agribusiness glamorous for our youths, Obasanjo tells FG. And life in rural areas attractive to them also. Page 3 of the New Telegraph. Lagos State government warns against massive flooding and downpour as ask residents of flood-prone areas to relocate. Stories on page 26. We prosecuted 29,500 cases in 1 year, as according to FHQ. 17,678 concluded, 11,376 others ongoing. Page 2 of the New Telegraph. And finally on the New Telegraph, Ondo Guba aspirant Akintelure dies at that story is on page 29. Ayedatiwa APC others mourn as aspirants suspends campaign. Page 29. That's all forward on New Telegraph.
All right, and that concludes it on the newspaper review for this morning, U45 morning show. Right about now, we'll go on a very short break. When we return, it will be time for hashtag and trend, and then we'll be telling you the happenings, what's happening, what problem with Bobrisky. All right, after this break, we'll continue. Stay with us. You're welcome back. It is still your 45 morning show. Right about now, it is time for hashtag and trends, and then what's trending in and around the country. Before we talk about the Bobrisky issue, because I mean everybody is really talking about it, and it is now taking a new turn, because from Bobrisky now it's going over to Femi Adebayo, and then it's something that we'll be looking at that too. But before that, now look at this one. It says, man arraigned for stealing fufu, noodles, salt, onions, and pot of soup in Ekiti. Should such a man be arraigned and go to court?
This is sad for me, Shegun, because I mean, looking at the items stolen, you could tell that famine and hunger is the intention behind he still probably is trying to feed his hungry family. But that's just to tell us the degree at which the situation, the inflation in this country is getting. I just hope we will not get to the point where we'll start killing each other to eat. I pray it never happens. But here, this is our reality, Shegun. It has gotten to the point where men have started stealing for their families to survive. I hope that the judge would tamper mercy, or tamper justice with mercy, and understand the plight of this young man. Ask some sensitive questions. What do you do? How many families do you have? Family members, how many kids do you have? And with that, we'll be able to pass a lenient judgment. But according to the law, stealing is stealing.
Stealing. All right, away from that now, Wale, an Nigerian-American rap artist, musician, says Eba is superior to Amala. Jollof rice is for children. What do you make of that? Is Eba truly superior to Amala? And is jollof rice for children?
Well, I think he's speaking for himself based on his analysis. In Nigeria, here it is different. I think when it comes to food, people have different priorities. For some, they will say fufu is the king. You know, for others, they will say eba. So I think it's based on priority. And come on, jollof rice is not for children. It's not. If you see jollof rice,
all the battles, Nigeria, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana.
You understand? You know, it cannot be for children. Okay? Nigerian jollof for children. Okay? No. If you say jollof is for children, what will you talk about Indomie? So well, I think this is just his opinion, and then but Nigerians have different views concerning this.
But
And views.
even these days, noodles is not for children any longer.
You understand?
Because even adults now, they find solace in it.
Those are eating what's it called? Golden Moon. We are talking about.
All right. Away from that, now this is a very, very strong question. Now Solomon Buchi is asking. He said, "Who is Bobrisky's political godfather?" He said, "That's life coach Solomon Buchi is asking that. Who is Bobrisky's political godfather? Because there are so many things that Bobrisky says, and no one dares arrest him. No one dares question him, and he says it, and that's it. Nothing happens."
I'm glad that people are beginning to think. You know, we've said it on this show before, that some of these transgender cross-dressers, they have sponsors, and most of their sponsors are foreign people. They're from the Western nation, because they're trying to use them as celebrities. They're trying to make people get comfortable around them. Before you know, he will start getting I don't know what is it. Okay, he will start getting
Shame.
Okay, Shim will start getting endorsements. You know, they start inviting him over for motivational speech. He will come talk to young girls. He will talk to young men. They become people that the society will accept. They are gradually getting there, and they become role models to young people. But the truth is, some of their lavish lifestyles is being funded by foreign people.
Are you sure it's just foreign people and nobody in government? Because I mean,
when you talk about foreign people, they can't penetrate this place without people in government. They can't just fall from the sky. They have their people in strategic places. Why is very dark man in custody today? Is it not because he called out this same woman, man, whatever, called Bobrisky out? You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes if you call government officials out, nothing may even be done. But call Bobrisky out, and they'll come for your head. You know, so that's just the reality of what we're facing.
All right. Still talking about Bobrisky. Now, there was a movie premiere that everybody went to, and then Shame too went there.
Okay.
And then so they were now giving award for the best dressed female. And then so in a Instagram live that Bobrisky did, Shim said that 3 female judges picked her as the winner. Right? So Femi Adebayo, the filmmaker, was the one to announce the winner. So he announced the winner, that the best dressed female is Bobrisky. So now my question is, And when you're filling forms or anything, they put male, that's by birth, female by birth, then either LGBTQ or they put others. So there should be, if Shim had won the best dressed LGBTQ, nobody will fault it. Nobody will have a problem with it. Do you understand? But not a female, because Shim is not a female. There is a him in the she. So she's Shim. Do you understand? And then people have a problem with it. So from Papaya to Portable to different people. But now there's a twist to it. There's a twist and turn, let me use that word, to it now, because Femi Adebayo was the one that gave out the award. So some people went, Dayo Amuso, another actress, came at Femi Adebayo, and then he said, okay, so she picked on Femi Adebayo, and then Femi Adebayo's wife responded. Let's read Femi Adebayo's wife's response. She said, "Shame, you all are quick to bring people down, and then how does the person who presents an award be blamed for it?" That's the question I'm asking too. If so, if AMVCA gives an award to someone you believe is not deserving, you blame the presenter of the award and not the AMVCA or judges. Where are your brains? Well, I don't blame you all. I blame the so-called colleagues, enemies disguised as friends, who find it easier to publicly call you out at every opportunity rather than putting a call through to you. Femi is damn too hardworking and supportive. Madam, Kama will visit you soon, because you know Femi was only asked to present. You call out your call out was definitely intentional and hypocritical. So that was what Femi's wife, because she called out Femi, like, why would you present? And I mean, so some people will turn down such offer. Please say no, I'm not. You understand? But then some people feel, look, I'm supporting everybody, so let me just support. You understand? And you do it. So now this is Dayo Amuson's response to, that is Femi's wife. The tweet we just read was Femi's wife. So Dayo Amuson says, "It's cool to want to defend your own, Aladuke. I respect you for that, but throwing banter only shows how shallow-minded you are. He has to own up to it, take responsibility for his actions, and do the needful. No one is an enemy in disguise. Hypocrisy doesn't exist here. I said all I said, and I stand firmly on it. Don't push me too far." Now, let us read Femi Adebayo's reply, because even he too responded. He said, "I now see that you truly want to come for me. You have actually done it with the wrongest person, Dayo Amusa. If my success is your problem, you can never have rest of mind, because I have just started. It's advisable you channel your energy to your career and not be too busy on bringing me down." In all of this, what do you have to say? Because now, the main problem here was giving the award, presenting the award to Bobrisky.
I think they are already taking it personal, which is totally unnecessary.
Exactly.
I think we have left the very course, the main discourse, and Nigerians, which is very common with them, to use the advantage of that to take a dig at someone that you probably have personal issues with. For me, I don't think the presenter of the award
should be blamed.
You know, even though he has every right whether to accept the presentation or not, but still, since he has accepted it, he shouldn't be blamed, because he wasn't the one who even did categories. He wasn't the one who, I mean,
Bobrisky said they had 3 female judges.
Who are these female judges?
Exactly.
Let's start. That's where the blame game should start
Exactly.
from. Let's start from the judges. Let's start from AMVCA. That who knew that Bobrisky is not. I mean,
no, this one is not even AMVCA.
Okay.
Right? The person just likened it to AMVCA.
Okay.
Now this one is a movie premiere.
Okay.
And different people went. People were gloriously dressed. I saw it and I'm like, so why pick Mommy of Lagos?
I pick a man. You know, I mean, that's what we're talking about again, Shegun. There's an undertone. There's an undertone to give this man publicity. He's a dude. I mean, we have seen him without his painted face. He has bumps, beard bumps. You can't take that out. You know, so they are trying to give him publicity. They are trying to make him relevant by all means, and I think it's totally unacceptable. You were talking about the gender categories, male, female. Unfortunately, Nigeria does not have other categories yet because our constitution does not endorse it. We cannot say male, female, then LGBTQ. No, it has not been passed into law. We don't approve it. So right now, Bobrisky is just having fun, and nobody's stopping. And he's gaining more fans. He's having more disciples. Many young people want to say, I think I like this man. I think I like this lady. I want to dress like her. I want to win best dressed, you know, in movie premieres like her. I want to be someone to be reckoned with. And from all indication, we can see that she's very rich. So it's confusing. But young people are beginning to lose their guards. They are beginning, and this is exactly the agenda, Shegun.
I really want to know what happened to those people, the LGBTQ community, that were arrested in Delta a while back, that went for all-white party, that the police paraded. They were paraded the first day, and then the third day, the story died down.
Probably they must have been released on bail. I told you all of these things. See, they are trying to put all of this in our faces for us to accept it that this is your reality. Nigerians, accept it.
Anyway, it is well. Now, finally, let's just do this one finally before. So now this is from Sandra Ikeji. She has a question. She said, as a wife, what would you do if your husband, okay, so let's turn it around now. As a husband, what would you do if your wife is still having business deals with our unmarried ex? What would you do?
I'll say this here, and I'll use the opportunity to talk to ladies. The truth is, any of your exes or besties or male friends, see, women are very gullible, Shegun. A woman can be your friend. A woman can be the friend of a man on a platonic level. She sees him as her friend. Nothing, no interest. But trust me, no man wants to be just a friend with a lady. Until if you lose guard, I'm telling you the truth. This is what ladies don't want to know. Your ex, your male bestie, he knows that I'm married. He understands. Well, look,
He does not.
he wants to. I don't want to say it here, right? He wants to. If you give him the opportunity, he wants to. There's no male bestie. There's no business partner anywhere. Ex nonsense. It's not true. It is not true. I am a man. I'm telling you guys. That guy, the day you lose guard, he's going to sleep with you. He's doing business with you quite all right. But trust me, at the back of his mind, he still wants to sleep with you. So ladies should let this sink.
So do you mean even Bobrisky falls in this kind of category?
Bobrisky.
Having female besties. Bobrisky
is blessed. He can do both. That's what makes him a champion. We've heard all the relationship he had with Toto Dike and the likes. Bobrisky does both male and female. He's probably an hermaphrodite, is bi, I don't know, but that's him. He does both. So the lesson here is he's an ex for a reason. No business contact, no nothing. If your next meal is going to come from him, please look for another source. Because that man still wants to sleep with you. That's the truth.
Which is not healthy, and
it's not healthy, especially when you are married.
It's not good for you. All right, you've heard that, and you've learned. I hope you have learned this now. Please, exes are exes. Let them stay wherever they are and live your life to the fullest. Do not bring your past to ruin your present and thereby destroying your future. All right, right about now, we will go on a very short break, and when we come back, I should be out of the studio. Joel Wankego will be here to discuss sports with you guys out there. So Joel and Solomon here will dissect all of those things for you to have a grasp of what's happening, because how can Nigeria lose 2-0? We'll go on the short break. When they return, you know what's up with the sporting Joel and what's happening in the sporting world. Stay tuned.
Some school of thoughts believe the major challenges confronting Nigeria as a nation is caused by poor leadership. How true is this? You and I can actually put government into tools to deliver the dividends of democracy. Join us every Saturday by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let us look at the issues confronting us as a nation together with talk heads. Nigeria can be great again. I'm Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. Keep it date.
What up, guys? How's your day going? How are you doing this? I want to believe that you're having fun, right? This bright and sunny day. You know that once you see this duo on your TV screen, we're here to serve you some entertainment.
And of course, entertaining gist coupled with good music won't hurt anybody, right? So here on Super Lunch, we get to entertain you, educate you on recent happenings in the world of entertainment. I am your girl, Eva Grace.
And I am Shegun Denola Adeyemi, the Duke of your airwaves. You know how it is. We serve you good entertainment Mondays all through to Fridays. And that's how we do. We'll take you on a
All right, welcome from the break. I'm sure you saw the highlight there between Nigeria and Mali. Quite an intriguing game, end-to-end stuff, but the Malians were really dominant. Joining me in this session is no other person than the sporting, vibrant, ever-smiling Joel Onwakego. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning, Solo. You keep saying this. For God's sake, what are you doing to me?
Why are you blushing like a girl?
Are you trying to set me up for something?
Joel, Nigeria, Mali.
We just saw the highlight. It was the player I said there was no purpose. I must tell you the truth, because whenever I watch the Eagle play, I try to look at the technical part of the game. You know, the formation and tactics. I didn't see the Super Eagles, that played the final in the AFCON. I didn't see that come to bear. But it's a friendly game. It's not a grade A friendly. But what is important is the style and the pattern the coach introduces for a game. We need to see that, in the pitch. I'm very sure they played what Finidi didn't tell them to play that way.
Of course.
We couldn't string 4-5 passes together, which is wrong for me. And I saw information like, okay, 4-3-3, yeah, you had an Iwobi playing among the three guys in the attack. That is not his position. He played off position. So it's a friendly game. The coaches don't know exactly what to do, trying to okay, fine, this player is going to be part of the next game, because it's always experimenting new players to be part of that game. But we in Nigeria have the mentality we want to win always. But the Malians, they are not minus in the game. True. And besides, there are two Eagles. So what do you expect? Eagles taking out Eagles.
Eagles of Mali and Super Eagles of Nigeria.
But anyway, you're welcome to Sport Train. That was a highlight between Nigeria and Mali, and we lost that game 2-0. Yeah, Finidi had the first game 2-0 against Ghana, and the second one, he lost. But people like, okay, it's going to be 2-2, but he lost it. But with all due respect to George Finidi, he's a better coach. I mean, the coach of Eimba, we know his exploits with that team. But like I said, we were supposed to win that game. But all the same, it's football. You win some, you lose some. Now, Victor Osimhen is in the news. Chelsea, they are trying to start up with 77 million euros. But Osimhen buyout is 110 million euros. It's like going to the market to buy stuff, and they tell you this is the price, this is the asking price and all that. But the chairman of Napoli said, if you need Osimhen, you need to cover out 110 million euros. Do you see that viable?
I think Chelsea can afford him. They buy more expensive players in Caicedo, in Endo, the Argentine. I think if Chelsea really wants this player, they should cough out the money. Okay. Osimhen is a big shot currently.
Now, looking at the way Chelsea stands and talking about the players they have currently, and Osimhen is an outright striker. You have who I call Michael Jackson from Villarreal, and you have Nkunku, you have other players there. So now, who's going to sit on the bench for Osimhen? Because you can't buy a player of that magnitude and keep him on the bench.
Jackson will be on the bench.
Jackson's going to be on the bench.
Yes. Jackson is not up to the level of Victor Osimhen.
Okay.
In terms of team play, in terms of passes, in terms of positioning, which is very key for a striker. Osimhen is top notch.
Yeah.
There are few strikers in the world. He made the Ballon d'Or top 10.
Yeah,
Osimhen is a big shot.
He is.
We sometimes forget the caliber of players that we have. Osimhen is a big shot.
But what is important for players like playing in the club, not winning laurels, anything and all that. But yeah, he's the African best player. Won it. But for me, I think Osimhen wants to play in a club that is contesting for the Champions League.
Exactly.
Chelsea is not there.
I was going to say that. I think that would be for Osimhen a very decisive decision. Because if Chelsea qualified for the Champions League, I think it would have been very easy for Victor Osimhen. But unfortunately, Chelsea doesn't seem like they might qualify for the Champions League.
Is that what you feel?
Of course they can. I mean, looking at what is happening in the top 5, everybody is blazing. The likes of Aston Villa, Tottenham, Chelsea is still below the top 10. So
that means you don't see a possible transfer to Chelsea.
I don't see.
But I think Osimhen wants to play in England.
Yes.
Now you have other clubs in the top 4 position. You know, in the Champions League spots and all that. You have Manchester City, Arsenal. You have Liverpool. I think Tottenham is looking somewhere. Manchester United. He might just end up going to one of these clubs.
I think Arsenal would be perfect for Victor Osimhen. He wouldn't have to work so hard like what he did at the Nations Cup. You know, dropping behind to assist the midfield. He need not do all of that because he has creative players in the flanks and he has the likes of the what's his name, the midfielder, the number 10, left
Declan Rice and all that.
Yeah, they will do those dirty jobs for him in the midfield, and he will just.
So all he needs to do is just to bury the ball in the net.
That's what they are asking for. He doesn't have the type of flair Gabriel Jesus has. They don't need it.
Okay.
Get the goals.
But over time, we've seen Arsenal play this tiki-taka style of football, you know, like what Guardiola does in Manchester City.
Yes.
Does Osimhen fit in that particular, you know, a climb?
Haaland is not a technically gifted player.
Okay.
But we can see what he's doing at Manchester City. That's what Arsenal needs. A player that will bury every ball that comes into the 18-yard box.
Okay.
And Osimhen is just that player. He's deadly like Didier Drogba. They don't have time for any unnecessary skill.
Yeah.
They just get in there and get the job done. You need a goal? Here I am.
Anyway, we just hope that deal works out. Osimhen leaving for Chelsea or probably Arsenal or Manchester City. Arsenal fans are happy because, a lot of people believe he might just end up going to Arsenal. But I don't know. I don't have to decide for him. He has his management team and all that.
Exactly.
But I don't know Osimhen the EPL. He's strong. He can run. So Osimhen is a typical English kind of style of player.
He's an EPL kind of player.
But what about Real Madrid comes by the end of the day and takes Osimhen?
He should go. I mean,
to Real Madrid.
See, no player turns down Real Madrid.
Yeah, because they believe Real Madrid doesn't have an outright striker, but you have Rodrigo in Real Madrid.
But I don't know what they are going to do between Rodrigo, who currently plays on the right side, with Vinicius Junior.
And you have a Valverde too. Vinicius is a winger.
Yeah, Vinicius is a winger. Rodrigo is a winger. They have signed Mbappe, who is also a winger. So I don't know what they want to do with that. Maybe they will bring Rodrigo, or they're trying to replace Rodrigo. But truly, Real Madrid needs an outright striker. Valverde is a midfielder on the right. And don't forget, they're also trying to replace Modric and Kroos.
Yeah.
With the likes of Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Valverde. So you can see that they're building a young team, which is good for them.
Over the years, we've seen Spanish coaches, you know, highly rated coaches that have played games and win matches without, you know, strikers. Guardiola has done it. Del Bosque has done it. So Real Madrid, you know, they might not be left out. They can just end up, you know, playing without a striker.
But they don't have a Spanish manager.
They have an Italian.
Yeah, they have an Italian who believes in the traditional style of football.
Anyway, back home, Lagos FA is buzzing. It was drama recently at the National Stadium because something really fantastic. Not for me, it's not fantastic. They have a new chairman in Lagos FA in the person of Alhaji Lamid Gafar. But the former chairman, Fuad Oki, is talking tough. A lot is happening. This man was installed as a chairman last year, and now there've been cases upon cases. They have a board member of 13 people, no, actually 14. Now they said Fuad Oki misappropriation of funds. Those are the allegations. And just recently, 40 million naira was missing from the account of the Lagos FA, taking decision, changing the statutes against the laws of the FA. Now he went to court because now the board was, okay, fine, we're going to have an extraordinary meeting to edge him out, probably get him impeached. But he went to court and there was a court order restraining the board from having an extraordinary meeting to ousted him. And they went ahead and had that meeting on the 23rd of March. And now they had a new chairman because out of the 14 members, 12 voted enough to impeach anybody, and they actually did that. Now the election brought in Alhaji Lamid Gafar as a new chairman, but now Oki said, "I have not been impeached. I am still the chairman because there's a court order restraining the board from holding an election." But they went ahead against the court orders. What does that tell you?
Joel, this is a reflection of our football as a nation. You know, flaunting court orders. You know, bribery, allegations, corruption. I mean, the list goes on and on. And when a club is unsettled like this, how do you expect the players to perform? How do you expect the coaches and the likes?
This is the federation in Lagos, this Lagos State Football Association.
You can imagine, you know, what's happening. I mean, I think this is why government will always want to interfere with football.
Exactly.
This is what we're talking about. because apart from being the major sponsors, they are the ones that can still call the shots when it comes to the law, the legal aspect of the game, because we don't have an independent legal structure that governs our football.
Right.
And so there will always be government interference. And Lagos State, we all know that Lagos State, I mean,
the hub of football.
Exactly. They're passionate about football, so it will always be that way. It's not good for our football. It's not good for football in Lagos. I think all stakeholders should have a roundtable conversation and do the right thing. They should do the right, no sentiments.
Yeah.
What's the right thing to be done? They should follow status quo and make sure that truth is reached.
Now, it is not proper when our judicial system has been tempered. Now, you had a court order that has not been vacated and you went against court orders. It is contempt. Now, they have a sitting April 8th. What do you think will happen? Because now the court is going to I gave an order and you guys flouted it. I wonder what that means. That means the board members that did those, voting and all that might just end up going to jail.
Exactly.
Do you see that happening?
Well, this is Lagos State. Anything can happen. They may not go to jail, but they might lose their positions.
Or then get the former chairman back
on board. And so, because according to the law, there was no election.
Yeah.
It wasn't recognized.
Now, funny enough, a petition was written by the present chairman now, Alhaji Gafaro, to ICPC, EFCC, and all the authorities, telling them, look, this man is a fraud. He took money from the account without anybody knowing and all that. An investigation has not been done, and you went ahead to hold an extraordinary meeting and have you installed as a new chairman. But we keep having issues of people flaunting court orders and all that, and nothing is being done. But for me, I really want a state where things should be done properly, for God's sake, because without like it on, it's going to affect football in Lagos.
True.
Because there are a lot of grassroots teams and even teams here in Lagos that get a lot of stuff, approved from the FA. So our football is going to be halted in Lagos for a while, which is good going for them.
At all, it's not. I just hope they'll quickly conclude on this and they'll reach a memorandum of understanding.
Just hope the Lagos FA, they put their acts together, put their house together, and have an association, because this is Lagos, the hub of football in Nigeria. Now, back to Josh Finidi, what is going on? Now, a lot of people believe Finidi doesn't have what it takes to be the coach. Losing that game against Mali, not a highly rated game anyway, but he lost that game. Now, we have a proposed friendly against Argentina. Before we came on set, Argentina have one of the best teams in the world. They won the World Cup. I'm going to play them in a friendly match. They are world champion. We're going to play them in a friendly match. And I believe we're going to have our A-list players in that game, Osimhen and the rest of them. Nigeria, Argentina. Messi is going to play. What do you expect?
Well, it's a friendly game. Let's approach.
Nothing at stake.
I don't think.
What is at stake?
I don't think it's just prestige. It's just, I think it might also have
bragging rights and all that. Yeah, sure.
Because it's a grade A friendly. I mean, the greatest of A friendly. I must say. I think we should approach that game with a different perspective. I think that Nigeria usually play well against Argentina.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What was the last time you guys met? In 2018, in the World Cup.
They always win, but we play well.
What is playing well when you don't win?
This same Argentina team, we beat them 4-1 in the friendly game.
Okay.
Yes. We have the like of Tevez, Aguero in that game. We won 4-1 in 2017.
Now, in terms of ranking, Argentina is up there and you are down here with your players and all that. But you're talking about beating them 4-1. Are you going to compare the kind of players they have and what you have?
See, that's what we're talking about. This is football. It's not about the kind of players.
The quality of players.
Well, I mean, recently, Colombia, what team did Colombia beat?
I think they beat, was it Uruguay, one of the South American teams.
So, I mean, what are we talking about? They beat Spain. Colombia beat Spain. I just remember the last game. They beat Spain. Colombia. What's his name? Diaz of Liverpool. He was a menace to that defense. So sometimes football is not played on paper. Get your tactics right, get your players right, rewrite mentality. We might just pull a 2-2 draw. With the Argentine team.
What is the problem with Nigerian coaches? Because now you have an NIS, Nigerian to the sports, where you have the groom coaches, the trained coaches on the practical part of the game, theoretical part and all that. But at the end of the day, we don't have coaches that can stand the test of time. If globally, I don't know if we have any big coach that is coaching in the country, or probably a club in Europe. Olise did it, Amokachi did it, but right now, these guys, as we speak, they don't have a job.
Well, for me, Joel, I think we should make a decision. Make a decision and give the coach time. Look at the Senegalese coach. He has been there for over 3
Aliou Cissé.
Yeah. You need time to build a formidable team.
He won the Cup of Nations.
Exactly. So before he won the Cup of Nations, he didn't win it. They were kicked out.
Yeah.
You know, so give them time. He came back and he won it. So we should all this sack, higher fire approach. It will definitely affect.
Is it just giving them time or believing in them and giving them the right
It is
facilities?
when you even believe in them that you need to give them time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have a lot of government officials, the NFF, interfering with the coach's decision.
Yeah.
You know, and that will definitely affect the coach's performance. Why did Pesero leave despite not being sacked? And we asked questions. The money was good.
Yeah.
Why did he leave? Not that he left to another job. There was no job, no offer anywhere.
Exactly. But we heard about a Nigerian job. He had a Nigerian offer, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out exactly. So I mean, not that he was lured out of the
On the
squad.
good day, whatever, say, okay, let me go back to my, my previous job.
Exactly my point. You know, so I mean, he probably must have seen some things and was like,
Yeah.
you know what, I can't do this.
Remember we heard that $20,000 has been taken off his salary for
You know, all
some
of
people,
that
like
was
probably
rumor.
agency fee or
Yeah. You know, so it might just be part of the decision why he probably backed out. But the truth is, we need to believe in our coaches. We need to give them time. We need to give them what they need to succeed, and we need to let them be. If he says that he's starting 11 and from the east, let him be. We don't have to say I see this Wazobia thing is killing our national team.
quota system and all.
Yeah, the quota system thing is killing our national team. If all of them are Yorubas, let them play. They're all from Edos, provided they deliver. Don't say, wait, there's no Hausa man in this team. No. They just bring one player that is struggling. You know, I mean, look at this guy that left the camp before the Nations Cup. Ideally, that guy should be sanctioned.
Okay.
Should be sanctioned. The guy that played in Spain.
Yeah, Umar Sadiq.
Umar Sadiq should be
He-
sanctioned.
I mean, he was on the bench on that game.
It's crazy. That's what we're talking about. Why? Is it because he's a northerner? No, come on. So these are some of the issues that these coaches have. They have their starting 11 in their head, but the NFF have their own starting 11. And it always interfere.
Anyway, that's it. That you heard it from Solo, a typical Solo speaking. I mean, you're not throwing tantrums. You're just speaking hot. You're saying the truth, right?
No, but it's the truth, John. It's the truth. We've been in this for a while. We know how it works out.
We just hope the authorities listen and get something done about this.
Anyways,
Anyway, that's it for Sport Train today. Join us later today, 3 p.m. with the Duke and the gang as we talk about Sports Hub and every other sport activity. Thanks for having me.
yeah, thank you, Joe. Thank you for that robust contribution. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the morning show today, the U45 morning show. We had fun. I don't know about you, but we're leaving the studio now. My name is Osage Solomon Wilfred.
And I'm Joel Wankego.
And from all of us, it is a goodbye. Don't touch that dial.